got married in 2014, and like every married couple, we're believing to start our family immediately. 2 months into our marriage, I noticed I was bleeding profusely. So we went to the hospital, and the doctor diagnosed that I was having submucous fibroid and a blocked fallopian tube. Submucous fibroid is the fibroid that was sitting at the interior of the womb that would prevent implantation of the embryo. So we are advised to remove it surgically. We went ahead with the surgery, but the bleeding continued, and the pains too continued intensely. And the doctors told me that when I took the report back to the doctor said, okay, no issues here. Let's just focus on getting you pregnant before the fibroids begin to grow. While bleeding, I was placed on some fertility drugs, but nothing happened. And in 2017, miraculously, I got pregnant for the very first time. A few weeks down the line, I lost that pregnancy due to threatened miscarriage. It was a very devastating moment for me and my family. And in the course of our grieving, God gave us a word in the book of Isaiah chapter 49 from verse 17 to 26. And we held on to that word, believing we are going to get pregnant soon. So while we were believing God and trusting Him for a breakthrough, we kept serving. We intensified our service in the kingdom. I was serving as a protocol officer in my unit. I served also as a cell minister and a location provider. Our cell replicated on several locations and even produced several ministers. And we provided welfare for as many that needed it. We provided transportation fees in our zonal centers. And God used us to bless a lot of children. We gave to motherless babies' homes and orphans around us.
At the beginning of my marriage, we thought that immediately after our wedding, we were expecting our first child. But as time goes on, we began to encounter a lot of challenges. But thank God for the commission we belong to. We kept on following all the instructions from the altar. We dived into the Wonder Double agenda. Me in particular, I was out there winning souls, bringing a lot of people to church, just having this faith, knowing that one day God will attend to us.
In 2018, I was confirmed pregnant again. And in 2 months down the line, I was being rushed to the hospital where I was told that it was an emergency and I had to be operated upon because it was an ectopic pregnancy. And my fallopian tubes were removed. So the doctor said to me that at this point, my only chance at conceiving was through IVF. So I started saving towards it. And in 2020, during Shiloh, God told me to give all I had saved as my Shiloh sacrifice. Shortly afterwards, somebody blessed us with the exact amount we needed for the IVF procedure. So we started the process in January of 2021. We started the first cycle, but it failed. So the second option the doctor gave was to look for a surrogate. So we approached a sister of ours, and she said she was going to pray about it. So she got back to us and said that God told her that I was going to carry my own baby by my own self, and it was going to be by a natural means. So I went back to the doctor and I told him I couldn't find anyone. And he said, okay, let's try a second cycle of IVF again. And at that point, I told him that we should hold on. I want to come for Shiloh 2021.
My children have been believing God for fruit of womb. And each time I come for Shiloh, I attend Father or Mother of Nation on their behalf. But on 2021, Papa now say everyone that are believing God for fruit of womb, either your children, that you should come with baby item. Immediately after the service, I told her that you should go and buy the baby item. And I follow her.
During the encounter night, I came with the baby items. Papa prayed over them and he asked us to dance our dances. I danced like never before. Thereafter, I went to the bookstore to purchase some books. Then the Holy Spirit pointed me to a CD titled The Miracle Baby Series of 2012. In January 2022, at the beginning of the 21 days of prayer and fasting, I started listening to the Miracle Baby Series. And in one of the messages, Baba said something that struck me. He said, every prophetic word does not answer by waiting and sleeping. He says he answers on the altar of prayer and fasting. And he was citing an example of Elijah when he wanted to call down rain. How he stood fervent and with his head in between his knees, and he was praying the rain down until when he saw clouds like the hands of a man. Those words struck me like lightning. So I told myself that I was going to travail until God answers me. So I went into my room, I locked myself up. I told myself I was not going to give sleep to my eyes or food to my mouth until I see this miracle happen. So I took my baby items and I prayed and I danced and I sang. I was jumping and rolling on the floor in praises to God, thanking God for what He has done already. I spent more time in thanksgiving, thanking God that it was already a settled and a done deal. I did that up until the wee hours of the night. And in the morning, I wanted to continue the same process, and the Holy Spirit told me to go and check. And as I took a strip to check, lo and behold, a double line for the first time in a long time. And the joy overwhelmed me. The pregnancy was very smooth until the 32nd week, which was in August, where I was told that due to preeclampsia, the baby has to be delivered. I was told that the baby was going to be placed in an incubator for at least 2 months. But to the glory of God, he was too active that they could only admit him in the incubator for just a day. Meanwhile, the doctor said he was going to have some kind of developmental delays, but in 2 months, he has already doubled his birth weight. He has been growing so strong, gaining weight, and beating all his milestones. I've come to return all the glory to the God of this commission, who has proven his word to us this day and has blessed us with the desires of our hearts, and to him alone be all the glory.